Hello, today at home with Miss Joan, I'm craving chocolate. So I thought I would make Mama's old time fudge recipe. Now she would make fudge candy out of this same recipe, or she would make the chocolate icing that you just cook a regular box cake mix and make this chocolate icing. Cook it 4 minutes for the icing and 5 minutes for fudge, and hers never failed. Now mine might be a different story, but anyway, we thought it sounded good today. So I'm going to start out. This is, I've already pre-measured 3 cups of sugar. Oh, that's a lot of sugar. And then I'm going to put in 3 tablespoons of cocoa. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to add a cup of milk today, and you can use, like I said, any kind of milk. This is what we call canned milk or evaporated milk. 1 cup. Now I'm going to stir this on the bottom because that sugar for sure is going to stick till it gets melted. So right now all I have is 3 cups of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cocoa, Hershey's cocoa, and a cup of milk. And I'm just stirring it around to get all the ingredients dissolved. Now, to this I am going to add 4 tablespoons of margarine, which is a half a stick. There it goes. And then 4 tablespoons of Crisco. I know it. That's what she put in hers, so that's what I'm going to do. 1, like that, just a regular tablespoon. 2, 3, 4. What I liked about all of her recipes was most everything was made out of stuff you always had in your kitchen. You didn't have to have no special ingredients. You usually always had sugar and cocoa and milk, vanilla flavor and stuff like that. Alright, to this, while that's kind of melting together, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Karo syrup. Now I have made this with regular maple syrup like you use for breakfast with your pancakes. This is a little thicker. Karo syrup is a little thicker, see it, than regular syrup. There goes 1 tablespoon. Here goes another one. See how thick it is? A lot of people cook with this. Alright. Of course I got it all over the spatula. I don't know how much actual Karo syrup is going down in my fudge. We'll see. Alright, and then it calls for 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of vanilla. You know me, that means it's going to be a cupful. Here's some salt. Alright, shake that over in there. The tricky part to this, to me, is cooking it the right amount of time. I've had it go a lot of different ways when I was learning how to do this, from being too runny to being too hard or too thick. So don't give up on it. Everybody's stove cooks a little different. All these different size boilers, you know, that adds to how long it takes and everything. So don't ever give up on any of these simple recipes that I'm sharing. And then the vanilla. That's all the ingredients now. If we can get them to plumb out and look like fudge, we'll be doing good. Old folks always called it. We're going to bring this to a rolling boil. Looks like we've got it all dissolved except the little bit of Crisco in there. Crisco is shortening. I guess y'all already know that. They make different kinds of just shortening or lard or whatever you want to call it. But I usually use the Crisco brand. It's a vegetable the shortening. And that's because Mama used it. That's why I use it. I miss her, but I always feel her presence. Seems like when I'm in the kitchen cooking. All right. There's several tricks you can use on this. When it comes to a rolling boil, you can put a bowl of cold water in your microwave. You can clock it for the 5 minutes. Or, look at this. I'm calling that a rolling boil. See all the bubbles that it's making? I'm calling that a rolling boil. I'm going to start my clock on 5 minutes. And hope for the best. And like I said, all you got to do is start your microwave and you can run a timer that way. But be sure and put you some water in it in a cup or something. You don't need to run your microwave without anything in it. But anyway, that's that. And I've got to the side here, I've got a plate already buttered. I hope to pour that in here in a few minutes when it gets ready. Now, if you want to try that cake, I may do that sometime. Boy, it's good with this fudge icing on it. A yellow cake mix or the fudge cake mix. Either one of them's real good. Just poke you some holes in it, pour this over it. Oh, it's good. Serve it with some good vanilla ice cream. It's really good. All right. I know it. Watch pot never boils. Now, when you read about these candy thermometers, I've read that $2.75. I'm going to put that to the side here. Mama never had one of these things. This is something that I've got for my kitchen. But she didn't have one. She just went by that. We have a glass of cold water. This one don't want to clip to the side of the pan, I say that. Alright. See what temperature I'm on here. It's getting kind of foggy. Alright guys, it's coming up. I've got me some pecans sitting here to the side. I was going to stir some pecans up in it. Now you can take it off the eye and it starts cooling down a bit. Stir your little peanut butter in it if you want the taste of chocolate and peanut butter together. Today I'm just going to do the fudge part and add some pecans to it. Alrighty. Now this thermometer is showing right at 250 degrees. So I'm doing it the way Mama doing it here. She'd drop it off on her spoon. She'd throw this in the water. Since it made a ball, it's hardly coming off the spoon there. I'd say she'd like that. In fact, she'd run her hand in this glass and play with it a little bit. But anyway, our candy thermometer is showing 250, and I've heard two different stories on it, 250 or 275. But since it made the ball in the chocolate, I'm going to take it off the ice. I'm going to take it over here. Just because that's how Mama done it, may not be necessary, but she'd always have her little ice water sitting, either in a big bowl or the sink like I'm doing. And I think that helps it start cooling down. Kind of changes the process from being boiling hot to bringing it on down so it'll start turning into candy, hopefully. Some people beat it. They bring their mixer over here and beat it. What do y'all think? Think we will pour that up? Alright. I can feel it so a little thick in the bottom of the boiler. coming right back across here because I didn't have enough wherewithal to take my pan with me. I'm just going to throw a few pecans in here. We love pecans. Stir them around a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to pour this into the hickey. Oh, I use a lot of southern slang words. Hickey means I'm going to pour it into my dish I got prepared for the fudge. Oh boy. Now, let that sit up for a few minutes. I'll get back with y'all and show you how it turns out. Mama's old time fudge. Okay, we've let this sit here and cool for about 15 minutes. And I forgot something earlier I dug this out of the bottom of this glass. Remember where I dropped it down in there to find a soft boil? See? That's the kind of ball that it would make when you're testing to see if it's going to be done. Hey, this has been sitting here about an hour. You can already tell we've been into it. See how it's set up really good? So the 5 minutes of cooking turned out really good. Oh, and I wanted to say, would y'all like and subscribe to my videos? I sure would appreciate it. Love y'all. Enjoy making fudge.